All right, let me get a couple of these windows loaded. Stop the preview. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think we're ready. I am jumping right in. I am working on reviewing some more PRs. Specifically, I have some things that are in need of some testing. Well, I'll say more generally, I have a couple of things that are in need of another look from me. A couple of them are circling back around to do some testing. This one, actually, there is nothing to test, but it's just take another look at this one. I put some feedback on there before, and this person has added some new changes with that feedback. So we'll give this one another look, actually, before I get into testing anything. And then if this is all good at this point, we can go ahead and approve this one and merge it. So it's I2C. I don't remember what all of these specific things were. I guess let's take a look so I know if I'm okay. Right, I2C instead of so we should have bus IO I2C. Yep. Any for zone. Zone I think is further down somewhere. It's 251. It's got ints now. RAM. Search like this way. Oh, that's not going to work, obviously, though, because of the word param. Info, so this is 275. Param none. It's now optional. Be nice to have something nicer than any, but I think it returns device state. I don't know if it, I don't know where the parameter is. It's just called param. It's going to send command, I guess. Maybe param. Might be int. Might be int. I want to say this one was taking ints, but oh, wrong one. Okay. Start, start. Spider array. Update. It's the next one down. It's just bytes instead of any, pretty sure. Yeah. Inside this function zone, or alright, change zone to int. Read 538. Zone. Get version return. Get version, this one was weird. Get version, it's weird there's a function called get version that doesn't return a thing. It is now typed as none, which is what it should be. Ultimately, I'm in favor of renaming this function. Well, this is a tech library. I think I maybe messed with this device once. I have one, I believe. Not done very much with it. I don't know if there's something contextual that would make this make any sense, but it seems super weird to me to have a function called get version that doesn't, it's not getting anything. The verb, it shouldn't be get because it's not really getting a version. It's ending a hard-coded string to some data if no extensions. 412. Use one. Buffer to append the version to. So it takes a byte array and then it adds, I guess, the version to the byte array. Why is it just, is that hard-coded? Does that ever change? I don't know. It's neither here nor there. Definitely not related to types, but it might be nice to have a function name that's a bit different, unless there's some other contextual thing about it that makes it make more sense for why get is not returning anything. Sequence header. Bullet key. Does this one have any functional changes? I don't think so. Say it was all types. A couple doc strings, I guess, as well. Bytes versus byte array, side random. Wonder why this changed. Okay. See if I can grab mine. We'll run it and call random. Just make sure that doesn't cause any change to the behavior. This is DSA. Actually added a lot of doc strings as well. It's kind of like semi-related to the types in a way, but okay. Yeah, only thing I saw that was not a type, specifically a type change. Only thing that I saw was this one. Or, I mean, docstring doesn't count either. It's a comment, but. That's inside of random. This doesn't call random. Oh, it does. Tech. What does the thing actually look like? Okay, with the little lock on it. Yeah, I got one of those. Gotta find that. Maybe. Okay. A different one that I'm interested in checking. Well, Stan. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, I just need to go back. That did not. Okay. Can pull. Sorry, I'm thinking about a unrelated thing. Yeah. How's this different than this one? The different main chip. Infineon Optega Trust M. Versus ATEX 608, which is from Microchip. Oh, maybe it's different functionality as well. Oh. Yeah. Does this not have SHA-256? Seems like it has. A bunch of the other ones not though, like this listed several other stuff. Plus user memory. UT, that's not the example I was interested in. The example below. New product? There's 2 of them. 3 of them. Press X. A slightly different one. Nice. It would be fun to make something with sometime. We should make this fill in a bitmap with random colors and stuff. Have it generate random numbers so it can make static for us, basically. That would also tell us if it's like if it's biased or anything. I mean, it'll try to tell us that visually if it's biased. It's not like a technical analysis or anything. Okay, so we definitely do need ATEC to test, since that is, I'm assuming, a different library. I suppose I didn't see that part of it, though. Let's look. It's a different library, I'm guessing. Oh, that's PCB files. Green key random number generator. That's a cute idea. What's Arduino only? Not usually. I wonder how hard it would be to port. Seems like there's no CircuitPython library for it yet. Is there a product guide? Sounds like a project. I look like it. Okay, so that's another difference. This one, ATEC 608, is actually still inside of its plastic. I need to grab scissors to cut it open. Previously unopened ATEC 608. First time it's been plugged in outside of the factory. I'll plug it in. Already has a stemma cable sticking out of it, so that seems like pretty convenient. How's it going, Dave Odessa? I have a Feather S2 plugged in though. It's connected to it. Can run. Is that upside down? Oh, I see. The Feather is upside down, so kind of. It's cool. We don't need it to be right side up for now. This thing is. They don't have this clone, I'm guessing. Got it set to default somehow. Okay, so simple test, we'll put the serial number. It will generate a random number. It will show the current value of the counter as well as increment the counter, which gets stored internally. The idea being like every time you access it, you can increment the counter. So somebody else accesses it, you would know if the counter goes up, is the idea. Have to start SHA-256 separately. Then we go update. Okay, you get to keep adding more text with update, and then whenever you're ready, you go digest, which will give you the digest of the data. Presumably you could, well, you can't really convert it back, but I guess you can test it again. If it comes out to the same, then you know you had the same input. What is that? Okay, sure. Yeah. Oh, actually, no. We do need, we need... I think they have separate pin names for the stemma port. Well, okay, they have stemma I2C. Maybe we should use that. I wonder how, is there a way to reinitialize it? Because this is wanting to do this. I wonder if this is super important? Lower clock speed? Potentially important. Let's try. Well, let's try this. I don't know what it'll do. You update frequency later? I don't know. Maybe we can say I2C.frequency equals? I don't know if that works. I can erase this. Run this. It should fail because we don't have the library. Remote rename origin Adafruit git gh copy the library. Uh-oh. Usually that means the drive is full. Though also usually there's a trashes folder that I can delete to save some space. K free. Okay, I mean, we could delete all three of these, and that's almost 100K. Well, it's 90, I guess, by itself. We have lots of stuff in here. Image load is the biggest. We have 2 copies of this. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go take this copy. This is the other. Should have named this differently. Well, let's paste it. Paste here, but we're gonna rename it to the no pins feather S2. T no pins, because mine happens to not have pins. Copy that in case we actually do end up ever wanting anything from it. Nice. This is way out of left field for anything I was working on, but I was, I did not know of this concept until just the other day. I learned about this kind of as an ancillary thing related to something else I was learning about. These are books that used to be used by telegraph operators. And they basically have a bunch of codes that correspond to other words or something like this. Bear in mind, like, I don't actually know that much about it, so I could be getting it not quite right or something, but my understanding is basically it has a bunch of, it's like a dictionary lookup. It's like a bunch of these codes, one for, you know, a bunch of different words and concepts, and they would send these numbers on the wire, whatever the telegraph wire was. Was it pre-phone? I don't really know. They would send these numbers though on the wire to save bandwidth, basically, because it's less data than sending the words. Also to try to keep it secure, I suppose, as well. So like the idea being if your message says 16587 instead of pillaging, then if somebody intercepted it, like, they might not know you're talking about pillaging. The numbers are published into a book that's readily available. They might actually know that you're talking about pillaging because, like, maybe they have the book too. But so I only heard of these things existing the other day, and I was interested in them. I wanted to try to find one. I looked online. I found it to be actually kind of difficult to find because I found a lot of books about codes, right? About code breaking and about cryptography and about telegraphs. I found lots of stuff about these things, but not this code book. The code book with the numbers was kind of the thing I was looking for. Like, there's newer ones, potentially. Leather bound. And I was telling my wife about this, and she found them. That's awesome. I'm gonna get one of those at some point, because I think it's an interesting object. Back to here and now. We are on this. What do we need? We need to put the module on the device because we don't have enough room. Right, we're clear enough room. So I'm gonna delete this and this and this. I'm gonna go to lib what was in there. We're gonna delete, we are gonna delete, I guess I'll delete this one, which is stock. I don't know if I would want the changes. I mean, maybe, but maybe not. I don't actually know. That's the problem with not remembering or leaving a more specific name. Presumably this is stock-ish, although it is Python code, worth noting, so it's not like from Circup or anything. I'm going to delete ATEC because we're going to want to repaste that one again. I don't think it got fully copied. Probably enough room. Does have trash now. We want to delete this, otherwise we don't actually get any space back. What are we looking at now? 112 entire kilobytes free. But that's enough. I think that should be enough. Module bin ASCII. That one we will just install its circuit. Outdated days ago. All right, there we go. We got serial number. We got our random number. It was almost the highest it could be. We got the counter. which was at number 1. Oh no, number 1 value. That countered 1. I think it's at 1. Byte array? Not sure, I guess, how to read that. Is it backwards bytes or something? I guess we'll see what it shows next time. Pending, appending, and then we got this. So we could send that somewhere, and then somebody could do the same thing with the same strings and then verify that they got this. If they did, then they know that the string that we sent was this stuff. Hopefully. Okay, this has already rerun itself a couple of times. It does seem to be just incrementing that left number. I don't want to force it to count that many times, but I'm kind of curious what happens. Does it just move to this one next? I guess it must. It feels backwards, kind of, but it's probably just like a significant byte type thing going on. It's from what I'm used to. Oh, that's interesting. Did we get the exact O? Uh-oh. Let's change this code. Stop doing the counter, that way it stops counting up. You don't really need to print the serial number every time. We don't really need to do the SHA-256s every time. I guess I could test it. Maybe we could test that in CPython and make sure it's the same. Although that part of the code didn't change. Random. Does seem to work as far as we didn't need to do that clock thing. Although if the values we're not getting, or I mean if the values we're getting are bad, then maybe it is problematic. It seems like I am getting 1016 over and over, which I assume is not desirable. Be it technically possible within the realm of random. Does not seem very random. Like a lot of 1016s. Okay, let's check the current version of the library, which was not what I had. I have type hints 1, which did have that byte to byte array thing, so maybe that was not, maybe we don't want that thing. Let's go back to main. Actually, we can just use circuit. Delete this. This should start failing. We don't have the library. Seem to be still getting 1016. I mean, we're definitely communicating with that device because, like, we got a serial number. Not getting, like, failed to find on the I2C port or anything. If we do this, we should fail to find. Should not initialize, I think. Oh, okay. I think it's still getting... Maybe these ones aren't actually different. The feather TFT. I thought there was different pins for stemma I2C and the regular I2C. Not on this device. Weird. Okay. There is a board thing for convenience, but it is also actually just the same pins as this. Which does make sense then why it still connects. Okay. But, and so this one does have that frequency thing, and we are actually still getting this 1016 though, so that we know that the newest version of the library did not cause this. Well, it's not even the newest version yet, the one from the PR, really. I'm not missing something, am I? This is supposed to be random, yes? Like, I'm not misunderstanding what it's used for. Random. Generates a random number for use by the system. It has min and max that default to 0. Basically calls underscore random, which takes a byte array. Appears to be both input and output, because input goes in, which is actually only empty. Yeah, only an empty byte array goes in. How does it do the? So if max, then if max rand max, then min equals 0. No, it already was in this case. That's interesting. It overwrites it. If min is greater than max, then return min? That feels really weird to me. If min is greater than max, then just return min. I don't know. That's weird. I think it should raise an error. So it's like if you say the minimum is 10, but the maximum is 2, this is just going to return to you 10, is what you told it the minimum was. But 10 is greater than the maximum, so 10 is not in the range that theoretically exists, even though it doesn't because it's backwards. I would argue we shouldn't return a value that's outside the range. There are no values inside the range, therefore we shouldn't return a value. I think we should just raise an exception that says you can't have min higher than max. It also seems very odd to me that this resets min. So if you had tried to say maximum was 100 and minimum was 20. So you're getting numbers between 20 and 100. But max would be 100, which means this would be true, which means min would get overwritten. Your 20 would go poof and it would become 0. And then 0 is not greater than 100. We don't go in here and return. Then we do delta is 100 minus what is now 0. So like our 20 is gone. Oh, popped back up though. Well, no, it didn't because this is 0. Unless this makes a different variable than this, I guess. I don't think so. Okay, so let's continue anyway though. Let's say it's gonna, so let's just say 0 and 100 for now. Delta would be 100. Bytes is empty byte array with 16 slots. we say r equals self.randomr. It's interesting that this both takes data and returns the same object, initializes the random number generator, and returns. Initializes the random number generator and returns. It says wake up, it says data length is the length of data. It was 16 because it was hard coded here. It says while data length. It says send command op random. I changed that 0 and more 0 time sleep sec time op random divided by 1000. That's in milliseconds, I guess. So wait for a while. Response equals a new byte array that's 32 bytes. Well, 32 length, I guess. Get response into response. Copy len. Copy len is the minimum of 32 and data length, which will be counting down. Eventually, data length will be counting down. Data equals response 0 to copy length. Length minus equals copy length. Self.idle, return data. Okay, so we got... Okay, they're not the same object, actually. I mean, in our case, we kind of use them as the same object, but R went in... this R, the 16-byte array, went in... Oh, no. They are the same. They are the same. Response got created inside as a 32 size byte array. Response got sent to this, but then stuff from response got copied over into data. Data is ultimately what got returned still. Data got essentially overwritten. That's how that reads to me. Unless if copy length is smaller than 16, then maybe data still has some empty slots in there. Are there any other issues created about this? Yes. Yeah. Locking the chip. Locking. I don't even know. What does locking entail? This library feels not finished. Doesn't have any doc strings? Where's all this? come these don't show up? Docs? Wait, we keep going deeper and deeper here. Okay, new plan. Into here. Docs. CP docs. There's this, but there's no API. Probably that is because this is not set up right, I'm guessing. Auto module? It should. Members? Maybe it needs something else? Is it different for a folder? Yeah. Need to add more things. Okay. Let's step back for 1 second. So the typing PR seems fine, I guess, right? There is a change inside random that I don't quite understand. I assume that it's probably because of some warning that PyPy had, not PyPy, but MyPy had. There's also a problem that random returns the same number over and over. That already has an issue. There's also a problem that the docs are not right. That does not, I don't think, have an issue yet, and has probably a reasonably easy solution. Incorrect check. Text CSR fails. Type annotation CSR fails. Nonce function does not generate nonce. Random doesn't work. Implement ACAB write public key. What does this one mean? Issuer subject length. If not, the issuer or subject length function, there's a check for the presence of one of the parameters, where the check should really be that at least one parameter was passed with a value. If country total length plus 11 plus length country, state province total length plus 11 plus length of state province. So basically for each of these, if they exist, length gets 11 bigger plus the length of the thing. And at the end, it returns the total length. And they're saying the else on the bottom should be changed to if not total length. Else if not total length. Okay. Because this else goes with this if block. Yeah. it's kind of written as though it's one big long else if, else if, else if, but it's not actually, right? They're independent. This else goes with this. So if common is false, then else happens, which makes this raise. So yeah, it should be something like that instead. It makes total sense, but it's not at all related to random or anything else. SR fails. C mismatch. So that one's actually like I2C. I don't know. I don't think there's any functional difference, but and it didn't seem like it. We're getting the same number before and after. It's not working as random, but that's not caused by this. It's weird. Sometimes it does this where it doesn't fill the person's name in for some reason. Weird though, because like it auto-filled on this side, and it will still linkify if I copy paste it, but it doesn't show up in the list of suggested people for some reason, which usually it does. Usually the top one is the person who did the most recent PR. But no. 2.16. Okay. So now this, I think we do fix by having more of these, one for each thing inside of here. So this one doesn't need it because it's not a real thing. I guess we had 2 blank lines before, so I'll put 2 blank lines back, but this will be dot oh, we need one more. Module bin ASCII. That's in there. So theoretically, it would have already gotten installed. Expected indent. Right, and so now the fun part is that now that we are actually including the docs, any place where there was syntax errors in the docs, we get to now fix. Doc string 18 bullet list with ends without a blank line. I'm gonna revert the changes to this also. All right, so now we're going into there. So the tricky bit about this is it says 18. Probably not literal line 18 though, because I think it's starting counting here probably. So my guess is maybe this bulleted list. Bullet list ends without a blank line. There is technically a blank line there. It says the same thing, so that didn't help. Technically a bullet list. Let's make the number 1 bigger. Does. Oh, hold up. Go back to the regular version. Does. This make the number 1 bigger? 1, or does this make the number bigger? Let's just go with bigger. 1 or 2. It was 2. So that means that the bulleted list in question comes after that. So that means it's not this. It means it must be this. You know what though? These are different, right? It's probably mad. Probably mad that these are different. I don't know which one would be correct. Those ones have no space. Three spaces there. Whoops. There's only 2 spaces there. Whoa. I don't know why I counted 3, but there's actually only 2 there as well. We have a different error. At line 14, block quote ends without a blank line. So if this was 18, that would put 14 few lines up, block quote. Yeah, so Sphinx is kind of tricky like this sometimes. What would be a block quote? Okay, so starting from the top, we go backticks with the name of the module, which is correct. ADA_FRUIT_ATECC. Big line of equal signs, blank line, sentence description, blank, blank, authors, first character is the asterisk, no space at the end, blank, implementation notes, underscores, blank, software dependencies, blank, that one has blank. Does pre-commit pass right now? Maybe black will fix it for us. That'd be convenient. Into file fixer. Nope. Block quote ends without a blank line. Unexpected indent. Oh, blank after. There we go. Also, where's our versions all the way down there in this one? Kind of interesting. So those are actually backwards. Imports come after the version in this one. Vice versa in the other one over here. Ooh. A quote ends without blank line. I mean, I would have sworn it was going to be the blank line there. I don't think this would. If this was a problem, I don't think that would be the error message for it. I should have been on main. What block quote are we using? The block quotes we have empty lines. Okay, well, I've been here before and upvoted this. Let's add a blank line after the summary description of the method before the description of the parameters. We don't have any parameters in the case of this one, though. Maybe we have a line that's too long? I don't have any of the dot note thingies. I mean, awfully long, I guess. Can't even change it. Maybe it's this one. Let's do one at a time. Same thing still. Oh. Okay, I took that out and it does not have that problem anymore. It has a new problem in a different place. So that is probably the chunk of text that is problematic. So what does it think? Does it want an extra line in between? That moved it down. Put an extra one here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So they're either talking about this or they're talking about these. $15. But it was 15 before already, because oh, I took that back out. So adding space here also changes it to 15. No, it doesn't. Oh, I didn't save. Does. Adding space here also changes it to 15, which means that it's still somewhere after that? Is it this? It's mad about this one being like starting all the way out here. That's probably it, actually. Because I think when it has that space, it's probably going to render all messed up because it thinks that's a block quote. It didn't change anything. Still says 14. So it says 14. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Okay. Maybe same concept as the last thing I said, but with this one instead of this one. I would assume that it will want it to be actually empty. Oh, it's different. Okay, yes. That was it. Definition is list ends without a blank line now. We did get block quote ends without a blank line. Now we get definition list. So, and that said 17. So that's 3 lines down from what we were before. So 15, 16. It's just like in the middle of this. Definition list. I guess maybe this one also needs that. Okay. We've made it finally. I suspect this is going to look messed up because I think it's supposed to be a table, but it thinks there's like quotes and all kinds of things. I don't know if it's going to come out like a table or not. ASN1, reference target not found. Oh, I think the name of the file is wrong. Inside of these tick marks, it needs to match. Oh, yeah. Made it. We gotta build. I need to put my hoodie back on. Ah, there we go. Now we have like all of the things you need to be able to actually use this. Yes, 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 yes. Very nice. Very, 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 very nice. At the table? That's the table. No, that's this thing. Which, to be fair, not come through very good. But kind of is just a big comma separated blob of things anyway, to be fair. This one, yeah, Definitely did not come through as a table. Didn't come through as bad as I would have thought, but it uses restructured. Hit the cells yourself. Thanks. Is there like some Python code that does that? If not, we should make that, huh? Okay, I guess. Okay, so we need pluses in the corners. We need dashes to represent the horizontal lines. We need equal sign at the bottom of the header row. All right, so let's make the header row. Okay, for one thing though, this is like, should it be, I mean, this has no special indentation. I'm thinking we want to probably pull that back. But we do need it in a little bit, and then we need, boy, this is not, it's a weird thing to do by hand. I don't know about this one. No, that would be the plus sign there, because we don't need 2 rows. We only need 1, so that's equals. I'm going to put a bunch, but some of those need to be pluses. Put this middle. It's not the kind of coding I'm used to, for sure. Let's go. Should we do 2 spaces on the outside there? They've only got 1. Maybe we should have done only 1 here. Of course, that shifts everything. What a weird format. How does it parse this? Alright, all of these have 1 space before, except for description actually has 2, 3. Make it match by putting the extra spaces on the end. Okay, header row done. Oh. Hold on, we're gonna have a problem because we need our 4th column to be huge because it needs to fit all of this. We have there's actually another column, I would argue. Wait, 16? I don't know. I guess we'll say that's the 1st column and it goes inside hex, but it technically has this byte thing, which is not hex, but describing something. I'm not sure what it's telling us, but this column needs to be huge. At least to there. Which is probably gonna make pi lint or black. And I wonder if we're actually gonna get away with this. So this one we actually need 2. Then all of these get dashes. How did I get off by 1 there? Also, how did I get off by however many I'm off by here? Man, this table better look so good when we're done. Yeah, this is part of the description. No, it's not. I'm off by 1. Well, okay, this is just way over here. Wait, this format, I don't know about this. So binary, okay, this is binary, which means description is actually out there. Oh boy. Okay. Back. That's actually here. And I don't know what this is for. I'm gonna pull that back though. Is it? Maybe it needs to be at the, I don't know. Okay. Okay. That needs to be a plus. Yeah. Plan A is never do this by hand again. If there is not, I'm assuming there must be a tool to do this for you. If not, then I will make it the next time I ever have to do this. Could take like just convert a CSV or something. Nice and easy. Because like Python string manipulation could do this pretty easily. I don't know what's up with the X's in that one. Nope. I'm assuming it'll want empty space at the end. Oh my god, it built. Please tell me. Okay. Not quite. This one's messed up still. And this one. The rest of them actually worked though. So it figured out that this is supposed to be too tall. It's like it doesn't know that these lined up. Oh. Yeah, could be it. There we go. Okay, that ended up not actually pointing, so I don't know if that was supposed to be... This is bold for some reason as well. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know if this was supposed to be pointing at a specific digit. If so, it doesn't anymore. I mean, it didn't before either. In the docs. So I guess that's fine. Because you can also read it in here now as ASCII, and it's like, can make sense of this table as well. Yeah, the next thing is black just gonna like destroy this table? I'm gonna copy this. It's like, I am sad if black just destroys that. I think it did. Oh, well. Yeah, but now it just cries about every single line. 4 characters. Yeah, that's getting a Pylint ignore, I think. I mean, I guess we could take like to save 4 characters per line. We would pretty much need to make every one of these descriptions have a new line. Like if this was down here, and all of these were 2 lines tall. Then we could probably get them below 104. But I think for the sake of the table, and for the sake of my sanity, not hard coding ASCII tables anymore. Instead, we are going to get a Pylint disable. Line too long. All right, is there anything else in the docs that should get before we make a PR with this? I mean, this is still looking pretty questionable, but in the code, it's, I mean, it looks basically the same as it looks in the code. The only difference is in the code, it is having only 3 things in each row. Oh, and actually only has 2. Basically, the new lines are in different places. I don't know if those signify anything or not. If so, then I guess we could put them back, but or like somehow figure out how to put them. I don't know, I'm wondering if this should be a bulleted list or some other way to format this information, but alright, well, we will need things here. Add the remote. PR is pull request. Yeah. Sorry, I accidentally had the Twitch chat covered up for a little while, so that might have been a while ago that you asked that. So I apologize. May or may not still be around. PR is a pull request, which is a proposal to change a library. Basically, people put in a pull request to say, hey, I made this change to the library. I would like for you to consider including it in the actual library. Which we are about to make one for this library. You are still around and are interested in what the process for making one is like. So I made a fork of this library. We are going to add that fork to here as a new remote. Get remote add foamy-guy the address of the fork. New branch. Brick stocks from main node track. May not have needed both of those. We probably didn't need both. Did erase spaces there. Did add that pylint, and we did fix this table. That's the only thing we changed in this file. That one, we fixed the name of that thing, and then we just added the other ones to here. So I am pushing my changes into my fork, and then the pull request is basically me saying to the main project owners, I would like you to pull those changes that I just made into the main project. All right. It took way longer than I thought it would. Went through a bunch of other things. So this is display button. This is another thing I want to test, which is that label color. Label color can take a tuple. For outline color and fill color. Typed as int, which implies they would be hex numbers only, but I think they can take tuples. So fill color, outline color, and label color. Can we pass tuples to those? Display button. Could technically do this on the Feather TFT. It doesn't actually have a touchscreen, so that doesn't matter. I'm just gonna swap back to the PyPortal, which I happen to also have here. Delete that and get the most recent version. This basic touchscreen code. Replace that with basic button code. Creates the button for us. Camera feed went. Close some of these. Gone. Oh, actually there it was. Oh, can't see it anyway. Oh well. So fill color, outline color, label color. Come from button fill color, button outline color, button label color, which are all declared up here. So fill color, outline color. So it's currently teal. Make it yellow. But an outline color is actually currently yellow, so let's make that pink. Oh wait, no, it's pink. Excuse me. Pink. It's already pink. This is pink. What am I doing? Okay. That yellow. We could keep this as pink, but let's do it as a tuple. And then label color. So it's going to be on top of yellow. Let's do like blue. And supported types for invert tuple. Fair enough. Hmm? In the call to label init does not allow that. Interesting. I really thought we could take tuples for those. Is it all three of them? Oh, that one works. These went to shape. These went to shape. Well, I mean, they technically... Well, inside of there, I guess. I think those went to shape. Whereas label color went to label. So shape maybe supports that. Adafruit shapes. But label doesn't. Dash display. This was the other one that I wanted to do some testing on, but this one actually might be more setup than I'm looking to do right this moment. Or Wi-Fi, so it's built-in Wi-Fi, IoT, button up, button select, button down. What would this be for? The you know what this would be is the funhouse? Funhouse probably, right? What else would have button up? Normally that would be like Pi Gamer, Pi Badge. None of those are built-in Wi-Fi though. Cap 7, Cap 8. Lamp. Part of the thing is I don't know what this library does. It's called Dash Display. It does something with Adafruit IO. You give this all these digital IOs. A nav. You say add device. Feed key lamp. Alt text lamp. Formatted text lamp. Format. Pub method pub lamp. Add device temperature. Feed key humidity. IoT.get. So you need 3 feeds: temperature, humidity, and lamp. It's unclear to me what the nav buttons do. Let's test as RGB. Door color. Battery, door, neopixel, humidity, temperature. This one just has more things, basically. Daughter mean. This is by Dash Display Client Examples. This one uses Airlift. No.publish door. Switch fell. So this one is publishing to door whenever E10 changes. Okay, yeah, there's a bunch to set up with this. Basically, the testing that I'm trying to do on this one is inside of there are some callback functions. Here's an example of it. So like this simple text callback, there's a bunch of different callback functions, and they all accept client. They're currently typed as any. I'm hoping to see if they have a more specific type we can use. My best guess is this IOMQTT, I think is what it will be. So basically we need to run dash display on a device using like the simple test or something like it, and then we need to modify it so that inside of these callbacks we print the type of client. That way I can see it get printed out. But that's going to require getting the simple test up and running, which does not look actually as simple as I was thinking before. It's still a bit unclear to me what this does, dash display. Like, is display IO involved? What are we? So, I mean, it's like, I gather it's, what does it say here? Library for creating Adafruit IO dashboards. I don't know what that means, though. I mean, dashboard is a concept in Adafruit IO. Dashboards. I guess this is a library for making these kinds of things, but on CircuitPython? Because like the thing is, you can add whatever you want to your dashboard, so you can basically build this screen to be customized with whatever you want. Nice. Build this screen to be customized with whichever feeds you want, and you can choose the controls and things. You get to choose which blocks are on here. You kind of put all this stuff into it. Make it look like whatever you want. But this is like HTML page. We don't have a browser, so you can't view this on the device itself. So I guess maybe this is building out that same style of thing, but using display IO groups and labels. And I mean, you must not be able to do very many types of things, because like, I don't think we have necessarily those charts or like circle chart thing. Hub. What a hub. That lets you make an IoT dashboard. Feed, and there's hub. Feed object to make getting and setting different feed properties easier. Add device creates a label. It's something different for the first label. Why is that 15 instead of this? One thing that's weird is this has set anchored position, but, well, this has set anchored position, but not anchored point, which I don't know off the top of my head what it will do if you only set one or the other. I don't think it will do anything. Typically, you wouldn't need both, though, right? Like, either you can use X and Y, or you can use anchor point and anchor position. But I think this might not do anything by itself. And either way, even if it does do something by itself, it contradicts with these, basically. This will do something different. And maybe it depends. I guess if anchor point is default at same default that XY uses, then maybe they'd be the same, in which case it would just be doing the same thing that's already done. That's the difference, though. Y is different here. It has splash length. Oh, okay, it's adding one. It's going down farther for each label that's in the group. I have a linear layout that would help do this more easily than counting the pixels yourself. I think it's in display layout somewhere. Creates a feed. So it's got labels that show something. It's got labels that show the current value, I guess. Like, maybe whenever new value comes in, it updates it? Not entirely sure, but that I think will be for testing another time. And I think I'm going to call it a day for now, and head out. So thank you for watching. Gotta go now. Cheers. That was probably a while ago as well. Thanks for hanging out, Dave Odessa. I will head out now as well. Thanks for watching, everybody else as well. Hope you all have a good week, and I will see you all next time. I should be back on Friday for the deep dive, certainly. Possibly before then, you know the drill. You can follow me over on Twitch if you want the old notifications for that if I do pop up before. But until next time, that is all for now. I'll see you later.